Hey, howdy, y'all. Finally got me some caffeine. Yeah. Started on the road. Yes, this is being recorded in the same day. Don't worry, I'm not wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row. Or am I? Cruising down the highway at 65 miles a governed hour. And today, got my coffee. All is good. I love Pilot coffee. Don't mind the mess in the background. Yeah. 669 miles to go before I reach my destination. About 6 hours and 40 minutes before I gotta take a 30. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, you like my new Bluetooth? Yeah, I like my new Bluetooth. My blue parrot. If anybody decides to call me, but nobody's gonna call me because everybody's at work or sleeping or whatever they're doing. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm almost to Florida. This is awesome. It'll be the deepest into Florida I've ever been. Thank you for watching my videos, too. Before I get into the subject today, make sure you click that like button, comment, subscribe, share, follow me, hit that notification bell. Oh, yeah. You want to see more content? Make suggestions. Leave a comment. Drop it in the bottom in the box. Hey, that was a lie. There's no line there. I'm trying to get passed up by a Herman truck right now. It's like, come on, dude. We both what you call? We both governed. Maybe I should let them go. Yeah, I'll slow down. Nah, fudge that. Nah, I'll slow down. Okay, I'll be nice. Ooh, the wind is picking up a little bit right here. Get on with yourself, Danny Herman truck. Get on with yourself. And everybody's been waving today. It's been a good day. Nobody's been waving that number one finger right there, Yeah, we'll get it. Look, we can get him out of the way. He's governed. And I don't want him holding up traffic. Come on, guy. What are you, governed at 64? Get on it, homie. Let traffic get on by. Alright, so I want to talk about what it's like to be a lease operator. People might not view me as the lease operator because I was my ex-husband's second seat, but in reality, I was the one doing all the damn work. I was the one taking care of all the finances. I was the one taking care of all the driving. This mofo did not want to drive. I don't even know how the hell he went back into trucking. He don't even like driving. He's afraid to drive. I hope the girl he's with, I hope she showed him something because, dude, there was no crack in this little whip on this dude. So, I was also the one taking care of everything. I was frustrated. I was just so frustrated. I got a little PTSD, and I mean, recently, too, I'm talking at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, I was rolling with a friend's dad. The only thing that scared me is that he was in denial of, he was tired a lot. He wasn't getting the necessary sleep he needed because his bed sucked. I mean, when he's driving down the road and I'm driving, and not just that, but there was something wrong with the passenger side steer tire. So it was like wobbling around and everything. So it's like you couldn't get any sleep in the back. Like, dang it. I need to take this off. It's hurting my ear. Oh no, my hair, not my beautiful, luscious locks. Oh, my gold. Alright, so, let's fix this, make this a little more, whatever. Anyway, so, back to my story about being a second seat with a lease operator, regardless of. My ex-husband and I, what is that noise? It's my coffee. My ex-husband and I, we leased through CR England. They do not have that anymore. They do not have that option anymore. If they do, they should not because they got sued over that and they lost. And that was that $1,000 check. What the heck, dude? Get off the road, man. Come on, people. Work with me here. You got this dude going so freaking slow. No, dude, you can slow the F down. You see my blinker. You see my mother effing blinker. Work with me, homie. And I'm waiting for this mofo to give me a freaking, come on, give me a number one one person right here, dude. I dare you. Come on. I dare you. Come on. Get on it. Obviously, you know what you're doing. Come on, guy. Get on it. You're obviously empty. Yeah. What? Oh no, I don't get an acknowledgement because he knows he's in the wrong. He don't look over. He don't do anything. I'll let him over. Why not? Yeah, there you go. I'll let you over because I'm nice. Anyway, so as a lease operator with CR England, and I'm not getting compensated for this crap at all. I feel like I should get like 50% of the check that I gave him because CR England got sued and he lost. Oh, but no, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing at all. He'd keep his money because I got my experience. It'd be nice to have money though. I'll take the money. Nah, but I'm always gonna be more experienced because I'm awesome. Anyway, so as a second seat with the lease operator, it was a bunch of bullshit with him, with CR England. Because, dude, our max was like 91 cents a mile. How the hell are you supposed to live on 91 cents a mile with somebody who doesn't want to drive? This mofo would not sleep. And I know why he wasn't sleeping now. He was texting all his little honeys and crap. Not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He'd be on playing video games, watching YouTube. Like, dude, get some sleep. You're the one that said you wanted to drive at night. So you want to drive at night. You ain't driving at night. Sorry. Talking too much, getting this phlegm coming up. You know what I'm talking about? So I told him, I said, hey, you drive during the day, I'll drive at night. Because I got no problem driving at night. You know, I just don't want to. What's up with everybody broke down on the side of the damn road? Come on, people. Lots of issues here. I don't know. It's like the third time I've had to get over to the right. And this ain't even that long a video yet. So, I got off the truck because, well, we weren't making any money. We weren't making any money. He said, oh, well, he'll make more money as a trainer because they give him a little bit extra. It's like, all right, he became a trainer. He sucked at training. He sucked at training so bad. And during that time, was at the beginning, I was living at my mom and my stepdad's house. And I was going to school to become a pharmacy tech. And I was working full-time as a pizza delivery driver for Pizza Hut. Which, in California, 2012, it wasn't that much money. I made more money off my tips. So, I enjoyed it though. But whatever, I had to move. I had to move out of my stepdad's house because he lived in a 55 and older community, and I was there all the time. It's different if I'm there occasionally. So they gave him a written warning and said, hey, either your guest leaves or y'all get evicted. And not just that, but the new neighbors that moved into them, they ended up getting evicted because they were just loud. They were just loud. But as a lease operator, you got to turn down the loads that you didn't want to take. We weren't in the frame of mind of like, let's just run it, because we were still kind of fairly new. This was my second time back to CR England. I went to CR England 3 times. Like, I went there, I left because I couldn't get home, and then I went back because me and my ex-husband, we lost our apartment, and then, we were renting a room, and I needed to get out of that room because that room was a bunch of BS. Oh, man, the history, man. And I'm working through it still, even to this day. It's been 5 years. Just every so often something will come up and it'll bring up a memory and it'll piss me off, and I'm like, all right, let's work through this. Obviously there's something that I gotta work through because it's getting brought up. And as time goes on, it doesn't bother me as much. I'm like, whatever. Things happen the way they do, They happen the way they're supposed to. So, weren't making any money. money. He wasn't making any money, and we were having to dip into the taxes on his truck. You know, it's like if your truck's if you're not making any money on a truck, it's like you have money set aside in separate accounts, right? Because the reason why CR England was getting sued too was because of this quote 14-cent variable mileage that they could not talk about. Like they're like, oh well, we can't explain where it's going, but we have to charge you it. What do you mean you gotta charge us it and you can't explain where it's going? That's why they got sued. Should have been sued a long time ago. It would have been good too if this mofo wanted to drive, but he didn't want to drive. He was too lazy. And the way station's closed. Sweet. Wait, it says open, and then that says closed. I'm going with the virtual sign. It says closed. Because you got the manual sign that says open, and then you got the virtual sign that says closed. I'm going with the virtual sign. It says closed. But being a lease driver ain't that bad. It's not. If you have that kind of hustle, you got to realize when you go into lease driving, either you got to be on a dedicated that get. Why are there people in there? It said closed. The thing said closed. Anyway, you gotta be dedicated. If you're an owner op, that means that your stuff's already paid for. You already done paid it off. A lease operator, they still making their monthly payments. You got your maintenance account. You got your account for your taxes. What is it? Somebody said, I got a couple friends that are running owner op, because they got their trucks paid for. They got paid for an escrow account. If you got to rent equipment for like say you got to rent your trailer, you're not ready to buy it, but you're leasing your trailer, you got to pay for that. You got to pay, like a fee for the dispatching or all that stuff. And it's like a lot of company drivers, they don't think about this. The best thing you could do as a new truck driver, the best thing you could do, be a company truck driver in the very, very, very beginning, just so you can get an idea of what you're getting yourself into, and it cuts down the liability you have as a truck driver. Oh, that's a beautiful lake. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of drive. I don't have that drive to drive. Not anymore. Maybe when I was younger, I could have kicked his ass to the curb sooner and been like, hey, I'm taking over this business. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And it's not even that he doesn't know what he knows. He knew what he was doing. The problem is he was just lazy. And that's the unfortunate part of a lot of truck drivers. Well, actually, just people in general. Like you can have, I explained this to my ex-husband's girlfriend. I go and I was like, hey, and this is gonna be really weird too, because I'm a very forgiving person. Just because I'm forgiving don't mean I want you back in my life. I mean, it's who I am. I just be like, all right, let's move along. It is what it is. Shit happened. I mean, if stuff comes up, then we'll resolve it, whatever. But I told her, I said, he is the smartest fucking dude in the world, but he's dumb as fuck. He's smart as hell, but dumb as fuck. And I've used that for so many people. Smart as hell, but dumb as fuck. Because you can have these book smarts, right? And you won't know what the fuck to do with yourself in the street. You can have street smarts, but you won't know what the fuck to do when you touch a book. It's finding that combination, that, what would you call balance? Finding that balance really helps out. But being a lease operator, if you got the hustle, it's not bad. But you need hustle. Get into a truck as a company driver to start and see if you have that hustle. See if you even have it. See if you have the patience. See if you, and also as a lease driver, and also when I stopped way back in the day, because I started driving way back when, you have to understand that you're not always going to get paid. And when, what did you say? Every time, like, let's say you got freight coming, you got a lot of freight that's getting ready to be picked up in, like, Chicago, right? And everything's going down to, like, I don't know, Las Vegas, Nevada, right? A lot of loads don't come out of Las Vegas, but there's some loads that come out of, Southern California. You take a hit on your mileage, and that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to minimize, your mileage of not getting paid. But as a lease driver for CR England, you got paid like a very tiny amount to make up for those miles. In reality, it's like you're getting paid that total amount for loaded miles and nothing for empty. Because as owner-op, you don't get paid crap for empty miles. You don't. And also being on the truck with my friend's dad at the beginning of this year and the end of last year, it really woke me up. I don't feel like waiting 4 weeks to get a check. I don't feel like waiting 2 months to make $4,000. My first month, and I work for Martin Transport now, and they have a guaranteed pay, right? So basically you follow their rules, you get $1,100 gross a week unless you make more. If you make more, they pay you more. And the goal is to meet your minimum or surpass it. And thankfully, because I forgot to turn in a trip pack, it was more than 10 hours after I completed my run. That's my biggest issue. I still get their premium pay, which ain't crap, dude. Like, I should be making more than that a mile. Like, I know I should because, well, shoot, I've been in the... Anyway, the only problem with me is that I keep job hopping. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm really trying not to job hop. I was thinking about being a lease operator. Actually, my boyfriend and I, we got into a really, really big argument over going over the road. And I'm not trying to belittle him. I'm not trying to tell him, hey, you don't know crap. I'm not. Because everybody's experience is different. Plain and simple. Mine, it's like, I got a little PTSD. I'm sorry. Like, I got a little PTSD. And I'm afraid to do another, cause I'm going to UTI, right? I know that you can make a good living as a lease operator, but it's like in California, it's just freaking impossible. And it's like so easy everywhere else. Like there are states that are all about trucks. And it's like California's never liked truck drivers. It's just hard, like if you're not smart with your money. But, and I know I'm not smart with my money. So I'm trying to do something different. Like, I'm trying to be money smart, like I'm trying to get myself back on track. Like I threw myself off the tracks a little while ago, but we're getting back on track. Like by getting back on the track. But yeah, we got into a really nasty argument about that. And it irks me when people tell me you don't know. You don't understand. How could you have an opinion when it's not something you did? Just because my name was as a second seat does not mean I was going through it. Does not mean, you imagine, you got two people in the same truck, married couple, that is their sole income. Nobody, unless you got something happening on the side, but it's like I've seen people out there that are doing great. They do great. Like there's this couple I follow on Facebook called the trucking couple or the trucker couple. There's another Facebook or YouTube couple I follow on YouTube, and they're doing great with their money. They're doing great with their business. And everybody's like so angry, like, well, why can't I do that? Why can't that happen for me? Well, do you have their hustle? It's not just about luck. It's about showing that you can do it. You can get her done. Me, I just want to chill. I want to relax. You know, I want my little cove, my little cave. Don't mind the paper towels in the back. You know, that's where I keep them. They like to slide out, so whatever. Because, oh yeah, KWs suck. They suck for storage, dudes. They suck so bad. I missed the Freightliner. That did not suck. That storage did not suck. And it feels like the stupid desk is always in my way. Like, dude, what the heck? There's got to be a better way to this. There's got to be. Oh, that looks like a tour bus. I wonder who's on tour. Sorry for all the distraction and the But anyway, all I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying don't do a lease. I'm not saying don't be an owner-op. What I'm saying is take your step first. Don't just jump into it. I mean, unless you got the money, you know, fuck it. Just jump into it. Why not? Why not? Just jump into it. It's better also to lease from a private, you know, company that does, you know, just truck sales and leasing. And then you can go to a company, work under their authority, and, you know, get that kind of experience. That's another option, because there's so many different options that people need to discuss, and nobody's discussing them because they either have a super positive experience or a super negative experience. I'm more on the neutral side. Like, I've done that experience. I wasn't particularly fond of it, but I've known people to be successful with it. Like, I'm more of the helper, not so much the leader. And I helped so back in 2010, I was with my second phase trainer for 2 months. In 1 week, we pulled almost 7,000 miles. 7,000 miles between us on a dedicated for Walmart. He wanted to run. He had hustle. I could drive. I could drive at any time. I was driving. And he was showing me more of the business side. Driving was like the easiest part. But it was just frustrating being the second seat as a lease driver, because we were losing money. Our maintenance count, you know, the truck was having a lot of issues. It was still fairly new. If you get a truck and you want to like lease it out or buy it, get a truck that's between 300 to 400,000 miles. That's when the big companies are getting rid of the trucks. That's when they're working out most of the issues. Also, get to know what type of truck you're getting into, so you know which parts are going to go bad first, and you can save for those issues, because you'll be able to tell. Also, as a company driver, putting yourself in the newer trucks, you know, you kind of have a better understanding. And, you know, these big companies get rid of the trucks between 300 and 400,000 miles, right? And it's like, I got into a truck, a Penske truck. Oh, I loved it, right? The only problem was that the fuel pump went out, and they didn't want to fix it on time, and I had to grab another truck, and I had to keep going. I'm like, oh my goodness, all right. And then I got stuck with that truck. Like, internationals, you know, they have issues with their starters and their wiring harnesses. You know, keep an eye out if they have a international motor versus a Cummins or a Cat. You know, you're gonna have a lot more issues with the ProStar. I know I had a lot of issues with a company truck, and they had a starter issue. Save up for it. You're gonna need it. For Freightliners, I know it's a fuel pump issue. Save up. Oh, also internationals have a coolant issue with the coolant lines and such. Like, I was driving down the 15 freeway going through the Mojave Desert, and all of a sudden it looked like my truck was on fire. I was like, oh crap. And it wasn't on fire. And I never found out what it was. It was just something with the coolant, because they were having multiple trucks having the same issue. with this truck that I'm in currently has nothing to do with the engine, has everything to do with this extra little bullshit system. My truck does these automatic brakings. I'll be just driving, cruising down the road, just dipping out, and next thing you know, it like goes from 65 to 55. And it pisses me off, man. I told my dispatcher, and everybody's like, oh, you gotta clean the sensor, you gotta clean the sensor. So what you're saying is every time that the light hits the sign the wrong way, or I hit a bug that's too big, that sensor's gonna go off and kill me? Oh, hell no. Do not put me on icy roads, man, because that's gonna kill somebody. And it's like, even though I know I'm getting out of this truck within the next month or so, I don't want to be leaving this truck where it's like somebody's going through the same mother effing problems I was going through. I don't wish that even on my worst enemies. I want them to survive and suffer like I do. But all I gotta say is, anybody that's looking into being a lease or owner-op, do your research. Start as a company driver first. You don't have to go to the mega carriers or anything like that. There are plenty of little mom and pop places, but they'll 1099 you. Most places will 1099 you, which means that you are responsible for your taxes, paying your insurance, okay? And as an owner-op or a lease driver, you're doing the same thing. You're paying for your insurance, your taxes. So you're setting aside these separate accounts. If you have any more questions at all, I have plenty of experience. I'll even put out a whole thingamabobber, even about how I lived in my car for, I don't know, what was that, 4 or 5 months? I was living in a car and working. Yeah, don't tell me that, oh, I'm broke, I don't have a roof over my head. Well, you got a mother effing job. Go do it. Because, I mean, even bums go out and beg on the corner and still make probably the same amount, if not better money than I do. But, yeah, if you got any questions, you want answers, I got them. So, yeah. Click, comment, subscribe, follow, share. Definitely drop a comment. I want some feedback in these videos. And, I'll probably post this later because, I mean, I got to get back to driving, like regular driving. And my coffee. I want to finish my coffee. Anyway, subscribe, follow, comment, share. This dude better let me over. You see my blinker, homie? You can slow down. It is called a brake pedal.